My friend, as we approach the conclusion of Adolf Hitler's tumultuous saga, we find ourselves standing at the precipice of his downfall, a sequence of events that would reverberate through the corridors of history. The fall of his empire was not merely a moment in time, it was a cataclysmic crescendo that would leave the world breathless. As the world grappled with the enormity of these atrocities, the true extent of Hitler's sadism came to light. The depths of his hatred were seen in the way he systematically stripped Jews of their property, wealth, and dignity. Synagogues were burned, Jewish businesses destroyed, and families torn apart in a frenzy of bigotry. The term Kristallnacht, or Night of Broken Glass, became synonymous with the brutal pogroms that sought to crush Jewish existence. But even as his regime reached its zenith, cracks began to appear in the facade. Military defeats chipped away at his dominion, and the reality of his atrocities sent shockwaves through the world. The once indomitable dictator found himself cornered, facing the relentless might of the Allied forces. As the Allied forces closed in on the heart of his crumbling empire, Hitler's grip on power began to waver. The war machine that had once seemed invincible now faltered, strained under the weight of defeats and dwindling resources. The cracks in his armor grew more pronounced with each setback, and the relentless pressure of the world closing in weighed heavily on his shoulders. The turning point came with the relentless advance of the Soviet Red Army, which laid siege to Berlin, the once glorious capital that now stood as a bastion of desperation. The streets that had once echoed with the fervent cheers of the Nazi faithful now reverberated with the sounds of destruction and chaos. The Reich Chancellery, once a symbol of Hitler's authority, became a symbol of his impending doom. Surrounded by his most loyal adherents, his inner circle whittled down to a handful of individuals, Hitler's demeanor oscillated between fits of rage and moments of resignation. As the world outside crumbled, the atmosphere within the bunker grew increasingly surreal. Reports of the impending surrender of Germany exacerbated the mounting sense of doom. In the midst of this chaos, Hitler's grip on reality further deteriorated. He oscillated between delusions of grandeur and bitter acceptance of his fate. Rumors of a new, more fanatical ideology, of plans to deploy scorched earth tactics to destroy Germany as it fell, circulated among his inner circle. The shadows of a man once consumed by ambition now revealed a desperate figure, haunted by the ghosts of his own making. Amidst the turbulence of his rise to power, Hitler found solace in the arms of his longtime companion, Eva Braun. In a secret ceremony shrouded by the looming specter of war, they were married. The union, a glimpse into the private life of a dictator, portrayed a side of Hitler that stood in stark contrast to the monstrous persona he projected to the world. Eva Braun, a woman who had remained largely hidden from the public eye, held a place in his heart that defied the brutality he was capable of. Her presence provided a respite from the horrors of his regime, offering a semblance of normalcy amidst the chaos. Yet, even as their love story played out in the shadows, a chilling irony lingered. As the war raged on and Hitler's empire teetered on the brink of collapse, a dark cloud descended upon Eva Braun. In the final days of the war, with the enemy at the gates and the walls of his empire crumbling, Eva made a heartbreaking choice. Recognizing the inevitable fall, she joined her husband in his underground lair, cementing her fate as a participant in his destiny. In the midst of this desperation, on April 30th, 1945, as the world outside roared with the sounds of battle, Hitler and Eva Braun took their own lives. In a scene laden with heavy sorrow, Hitler's final moments echoed with the culmination of his life's work. The man who had orchestrated immense suffering, who had left an indelible scar on history, found his own tragic end. The once mighty dictator, whose name had struck fear into the hearts of millions, lay lifeless in his bunker. The empire he had built on a foundation of hatred, propaganda, and oppression crumbled in his absence. His death marked the end of an era, a reign of terror that had scarred the world and left an indelible stain on humanity's conscience. My friend, the fall of Adolf Hitler's empire and his tragic death serve as a chilling reminder of the fragility of power and the depths to which humanity can sink. As we reflect on the cataclysmic events that transpired, we are confronted with profound questions. What drives a man to unleash such horrors? What circumstances allow such darkness to flourish? The echoes of his reign continue to reverberate, urging us to confront the darkest recesses of our history and our own humanity. The story of Adolf Hitler is a lesson that transcends time, a reminder that power unchecked, fueled by hate and manipulation, can lead to devastation on an unimaginable scale. As we close this chapter, we are compelled to remember, to learn, and to strive for a world that rejects the path of tyranny and embraces the light of compassion, tolerance, and understanding.